We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's time, it's time. Smash that like button while y'all coming on in. It's time to cook up, family. Let's go. Salute to Glam Goddess coming in with a $10 super chat. Salute to the family, salute to the team, salute to the chat. Thank you so much, Glam Goddess, for the $10 super chat coming in strong. Family, what's popping? What's popping, family? We are in the building. While you guys coming on in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to my channel members, right? Salute to you guys. I appreciate you guys. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live. Salute to Glam Goddess. Salute to 11. Salute to the lovely D Royal over there putting in the work. Salute to Nicole. Salute to Buttercup. Salute to Brown Sugar. Salute to my guy, Charlie X. Salute to Ashley. Salute to the Philly girl. Let's go, family. We are in the building. We are here. We are here. We are here. So today we got a few topics to discuss, family. I'm not going to hold you too long on this lovely Saturday, but I have received some good news, right? We have Nolan's best friend. You know, he sat down and did an interview with TMZ. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over the Carmelo Anthony update and the mainstream media that's continuing to lie about Carmelo Anthony. And our boy Jank Lane, that got his ass kicked, you know, while he's on his racist tour. He went back out there to LA and got his ass kicked all over the place. So we're going to discuss that as well, family. But make sure you guys smash that like button, get the likes up. But first thing first, family, I don't know if you guys remember this race soldier right here, right? Do you guys remember him? Jeffrey Taylor, right? Jeffrey Taylor, a 36-year-old white supremacist from Lynchburg, Georgia, was arrested after being released on a $5,000 bail, and his charges has since been increased. He is not mentally ill, like he claimed. He is evil. He attempted to shoot and kill a family of approximately 20 children during a family gathering. He should spend the rest of his life in prison for those hate crimes, which is a federal offense, and for attempted murder, ladies and gentlemen. Attempted murder, right? This is the guy. This is the guy, right? And this is a hard ass 36. I'm 34 years old. Ain't no way in hell this guy is 2 years older than me. This a hard ass 36, bro. That white supremacist, that racism aged you by 90 years. This guy looked like he's in his mid-50s, family. At least in his mid-50s. So his charges has been increased. And the judge, something need to happen to the judge for giving this dude a $5,000 bond for shooting up that black family reunion, right? It was premeditated murder, what he did. He called that family the N-word, went home, got his armor, got his weapon, came back, shot up the family reunion, and the family returned fire and they popped his ass. So now he's back in court. They rearrest him and his charges has increased. So, you know, shout out to that. Shout out to that, family. Shout out to that. And if you guys don't remember who this guy is, we can have a look at that, right? We can go down Main Street and let me show you guys exactly what he did.
And then that's when everybody started running. He got a gun. He got a gun.
This family says they were celebrating a birthday and spending time together before a man they identify as a neighbor pulled up and opened fire with an AR-style rifle. Witnesses say the family was gathered outside for a reunion Sunday night when a car drove by. A white man who witnesses say was Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer was inside the car yelling racial slurs at the group.
And he's talking junk and he started yelling the N-word. He kept going, so we let him go. And we were just discussing what just happened, why he tripping.
But Green says Kinzer came back, this time wearing armor. And
he came back, family. He came back. They want to tell us that what Carmelo did was premeditated by sitting under a tent, getting assaulted. So he had to do what he had to do to defend himself. Is premeditated. He didn't go run and get a knife. He didn't go run and get a weapon. This guy, Jeffrey, went home, got his body armor and his AR-15 and came back and started shooting at this black family.
A rifle.
And then that's when they
Over 20 children, by the way, elderly, right? Black people just trying to have a good time. But it's always a white racist motherfucker somewhere in our business.
everybody started running. He got a gun. All the kids, they was making sure the kids get in the house. And people started taking positions because they seen he had a gun. And I was in the middle of the street. That's when he raised it and fired. Boom. And I grabbed my gun and started returning fire and moving with him.
Green says he's a Marine veteran. He says he was willing to defend his family, including children and older adults who were present.
It was so hurtful. I cried all night. I'm laying outside on the ground through a shootout under a car with my other auntie, my other sister, who is 77, and I'm 62.
The investigation.
So we got 70-year-olds on the ground, right? Crawling under cars because of this race soldier right here. Decided that he want to go home, go get his weapons, go get his body armor, and shoot up a black family reunion. This dude is 36 years old, by the way, family. This guy is 36 years old. And he was released on a $5,000 bond. $5,000. What the hell? But I just wanted to make sure that we cover that, family, because that's good news out here in these white supremacist streets. They think that they're going to get away with this, but they're not. Because our good black veteran, put one of them hot things on his ass, right? So you're gonna take that right along with your racism. So he's back in jail, right? He's been rearrested, and I just make sure I wanted to show that to the family. So salute to the family, salute to the chat. While you guys coming on in here, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is the live show on YouTube. Shout out to my channel members. Shout out to the open book. Shout out to Reloaded in the building. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. He be cooking up over there, family. He be cooking. All right. I find this very hilarious. Mr. Jake Lang took his ass back to LA, right? We talking about a guy who has a criminal record, who was one of the January 6 rioters, went to prison for 4 years, and the only reason why he's free right now because Donald Trump gave him a pardon. He went to the Carmelo Anthony trial, and he said he was going to execute Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony deserved to get lynched from a tree. He was arrested on terroristic threats on a $1 million bond. They reduced that bond to $250,000, and they released him with an anchor monitor. And what was the first thing Jake Lang did once he was released? He went out there to the BET Awards, talking about how black parents are failures. He went to a place full of black excellence, protesting, holding a sign saying, "Black parents are failures." That's what Mr. Jake Lang is focusing on doing with his free time, right? Yeah, he's 36. That's a 36-year-old man that you guys are looking at, right? That racism aids you. Yeah, that racism. Because Jeff Metcalf, 60 years old. You would think that man 83 years old, right? 83 years old. But Mr. Jake Lang went to LA again. And let me show you guys what happened. I can't play too much of what happened because they put hands and feet all over Jake Lang.
We've got journalists in hijabs here.
That shirt is the ugliest fucking shirt I've ever seen.
Doesn't get much better than this.
Jake, how do you feel about the Constitution and right to religious freedom?
I believe that you should lose your right to vote.
Yeah, this guy is back in LA, by the way. After they kicked his ass last time at the BET Awards, Jake Lang said, you know what? I want to go back to LA, be a degenerate, commit crime, right? A hate crime. Because Jake Lang, what is he known for? Out here crashing out while the low IQ Neanderthals donate to him. And I want you guys to keep in mind while we watching this right here, right? You never see a group of white people with him. He'll have at least one white person or a Latino or an immigrant with him. Where all these white supremacists at? They be talking all that shit online, But when Jake Lane come out here to protest, it's only like 3 of them. And all 3 of y'all be getting y'all ass kicked. But that's what he want to do.
Back to India.
Boom. Look. Bam. These are his people, by the way, family. Look at his security guard. Look at his security guard. Look at this guy. And it's look at the demographic of people that's in this video. You don't see black people nowhere. But Jake Lane makes sure that every day on his social media platform, he talk about how black people is the reason why this country is failing. This country is failing because of black people. And it's nothing but white people putting belt to ass to him out there in LA. Not one single black person out here. I wish I can show y'all the rest of the videos, but I can't. Them white dudes out there knocking Jake up and down that goddamn street. His security too. Look at him.
You don't have a right to be racist.
Okay, I can't show that video. I can't show the rest of this because that guy is bleeding. But I just want to show you, a little bit of this of what happened. This is one of the guys that's with Jake Lane. He don't even look like a pure blood white man. I don't know what he is, but he out there getting his ass kicked. And he was one of the J6 rioters. He spent time in prison as well. And the only reason why he's free because Donald Trump pardoned him. We are talking about a bunch of criminals that like to speak on black people. This is the representative of the white community. These are the people that's going out here in the street and tell us how we ain't shit. But they are felons, right? You know how Jeff said watermelon felons? Their community are felons. These people that have the loudest voices in their community are felons. Jake Lane go to jail every other month. This guy got an anchor monitor on him. Going out here to LA. See, Jake Lane got a death wish on him. And it's going to be by the hands of his own people. Just like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk want to talk about black people every time he go to these college campuses, and one of his own sent his ass to hell.
You come at me, you get stuck, sorry. You come at me violently, you get stuck. You learn your lesson. Go ahead. Little good dog that she got knocked the fuck out. She got knocked the fuck out because she wanted to get in with the big dogs. Get the fuck out of here.
Look at him. Look, I can't show no more right there. I got to stop it right there because they really throwing hands, right? They really throwing hands out here. It's like 8 different videos of white men and Mexicans putting hands and feet on Jake and his crew, right? We seen a bunch of white supremacists in Washington just last week, family. About 400 of them wearing pillowcases. Where are they at now? Why they not helping Jake Lane? Because they're cowards. They're cowards. All these dudes, all these trolls, they be in the chat typing away. But when it's time to stand on business, they're nowhere to be found, family. They're nowhere to be found. Crickets. So Jake Lane sat down and did a debate. He did a debate with one of these black conservatives that like to tap dance on social media, right? You know, these debate me bro shit. I don't know why people continue to waste their times with these guys. These guys like to sit down and give you a bunch of bad faith arguments because they love to come over here and beg me and cry to Black Daddy. I want to debate you, bro. Let's debate about the Carmelo Anthony situation. No. If you want to debate me, my fee is $3,000. If you want to join my chat room, you have to pay $100 cash out or $100 super chat fee to even want to be around us and the family. Simple as that. But I want to show you guys this back and forth that Jake Lane had with this black conservative and what he's saying.
What does that mean?
Yes.
Jay, tell me what
Yes.
that means.
Yes.
Tell me what that means. What does it mean to be home? If I was born here, if my grandmother was born here, my daddy was born here, I got multiple fucking generations. My family was born here.
Are you black? Are you Spanish? What are you? I don't know.
I am black, boy.
Okay, you're black. Are you 100% black?
What the fuck difference does it make?
Well, I mean, that does make a difference.
It don't make a fucking difference if you was born in this nation and you built this motherfucker.
Black people are unassimilated.
No, bullshit. If you were born in this country and you built this motherfucker, 80% of shit. What do you mean? That don't have shit to what I just said.
What do you mean?
Listen to what the fuck I just said.
Our children.
Who the fuck is murdering your children?
Austin Metcalf, Arena Zaruski, Henry Nolan.
You want to talk about the fact white people commit more violence than anybody else in this world? What the fuck are you talking about?
Come on, man.
Fuck are you talking
This
about?
guy's real. How many white people murder black children?
Hold on, fuck that. You want to sit here and talk about? You really want to talk about?
Times more likely to assault me than the other way around.
No, bullshit.
He said, you're 41 times more likely to assault me, right? You know, a lot of white supremacists like to run around here with this false narrative that black people is 40 times more likely to commit a crime against a white person. Just like the Steven Crowder incel. They went to that black barbershop and I was very disappointed in those black men that continue to allow Steven Crowder, because that was his second time coming to that barbershop, family. Steven Crowder came to that black barbershop, sat down with those black men, and they allow Steven Crowder to lie and push false narratives on black people. They knew Steven Crowder was going to come there and do that. They were supposed to have somebody sitting on the side with their laptop and fact check every bullshit ass lie that Steven Crowder spread in that damn interview. But I just want you guys, right? Because a simple Google search can debunk these lies. I put this in ChatGPT, by the way, and it also gives you the links from the FBI statistics and the data to disprove and debunk this false statistic that a lot of these white supremacists like to run with, because they know that this is not true, right? That black people is 30 times more likely to commit a crime against a white person. 40. Jake Lane just said black people are 40 times more likely to commit a crime on a white person. They still running around with this false narrative, family, to this day. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We are here in the building, ladies and gentlemen. While you guys coming on in, make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Salute to my channel members. Salute to the chat. Salute to the trolls. Let's go, family.
You really want to talk about violence in this country? The bullshit that you just spewed, y'all better get this shit on camera.
Floyd.
The bullshit you just spewed.
They love bringing up George Floyd.
Come on, man.
Jake, you know the only thing stopping me from slapping the shit out of you is the fact that I know what real Christianity is. The only thing.
All right, so I want to play this real quick, family, and I really want you guys to listen to this. I really don't feel like reading all this, but I'm gonna let ChatGPT let y'all know what's going on about this 40 times more likely.
Claim is completely false. Criminological data shows that crime in the United States is overwhelmingly intraracial, meaning people are vastly more likely to commit crimes against individuals of their own race, largely due to residential patterns and social networks. The specific 40 times more likely figure is a viral myth that stems from a deliberate misinterpretation or fabrication of official data. Data from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, BJS, clarifies the reality of the situation. The real data, Bureau of Justice Statistics, according to long-term aggregate data from the BJS, including reports tracking violent victimization by race. Most crime against white victims is committed by white offenders. Around 57% to 62% of violent crimes against white victims are committed by white individuals.
Okay, let me repeat that. Let me repeat what he said. 57 to 62% of violent crimes against white people is by white individuals. But Steven Crowder and Jake Lane like to run around with this 40 times more likely, 30 times more likely. And ain't nobody fact checking them when they say this bullshit. Let's keep going.
Black offenders account for roughly 15% of violent crimes against white victims.
15% of crimes, right? Black victims, black perpetrators are 15% of the perpetrators against white people. Let's keep going.
Most crime against black victims is committed by black offenders. Around 63% to 70% of violent crimes against black victims are committed by black individuals. White offenders account for roughly 11% of violent crimes against black victims. Comparing the actual rates, the BJS explicitly notes that the rate of white-on-white violent crime, roughly 12.0 per 1,000, is about 4 times higher than the rate of black-on-white violent crime.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, family? Let's keep going.
Roughly 3.1 per 1,000. Why the 40 times myth exists. This false claim usually circulates in online spaces by taking the absolute number of interracial incidents, ignoring the total population sizes of each group, and multiplying figures deceptively to create an exaggerated statistic. In reality, because crime is primarily driven by proximity, socioeconomic factors, and opportunity rather than targeted racial motivation, a white person in America is far more likely to be a victim of a crime committed by another white person than by anyone else.
And I just want to read that last one again. Like, the false claim online on the online spaces about the absolute numbers is interracial incidents. Jake Lane, you are most likely to get unalive or brutally beat by somebody that look like you, brother. Ask Charlie Kirk. Look at all those white people that I just showed you on the video that kicked your ass up and down goddamn Crenshaw or wherever you was at. It wasn't no black people out there. All white people, brother. White people. But y'all sit here and y'all allow these debate me bros to lie in front of your face. Let's keep going.
The only thing stopping me from slapping the shit out of you is when I know what Christianity is. No, it ain't threatening violence. I'm telling you the difference. The reason that black people were so successful in this country while y'all were beating us.
Integration.
What do you mean before integration?
Yes, you guys had your own MLB teams, you had your own jazz clubs, your own hotels, your own bus
You know why we had to do that?
You had a beautiful
you know
country.
why we had to do that?
Before the
you know why we had to do that?
Democrats smushed
Because
in with
motherfuckers
us.
that looked like you said we were good enough to build this land, but we were
You
good
had your
enough
own
to be
school
citizens.
system, you had everything.
The people
And
that
then all
look
of a sudden
like
the
you,
Democrats
the
smushed
sick
in with
fucks,
us.
the
No,
sick
it wasn't the Democrats. It was you, Jake Lane. Your people. Black people had thriving communities, successful communities. Black people was married at an 80% rate. We had countless of black millionaires. We had Black Wall Street. We had black excellence. You hate motherfuckers came and destroyed that. And not only destroyed that, y'all unalived those black people, our ancestors. A real slaughterhouse, Jake Lane. See what, when the white supremacists start to lie about history, because if you see the Matt Walshes and all these guys, they trying to rewrite history. Matt Walsh over there on his platform lying about Emmett Till. Just straight up lying. That's all they do. Because they don't want to face the truth about the history of this country. But we're going to make sure that you hear the truth, Jake Lane. You're going to hear it.
fucks that look like you. Justice Taylor has said that a black man can build this nation, but he has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. Sick motherfuckers. Sick white peons that think the way that you think.
Like Al Sharpton.
No, it ain't Al Sharpton.
Hallelujah.
No, it ain't Al Sharpton. No, it ain't Al Sharpton. Fuck, this is real. That's what you don't understand.
No.
The difference between motherfuckers like you and niggas that actually built this bitch is why
Did you watch the BET Awards this year?
No, I didn't. I don't give a fuck about the
Did you
BET. I don't give a fuck
celebrate
about the BET.
Molly Perkins?
You are useless.
Molly Perkins. That's
See, he don't have no argument. What he keep talking about, Molly Perkins said. See, these degenerates don't have an argument. That's why I tell black people, stop wasting your time inviting these people on your platform to debate you. They don't want to debate. They just want to waste time with a bunch of bad faith arguments. These people are afraid of accountability. All these people do is push false narratives and they lie about statistics. And then when they don't have no truth to stand on, they'll do the shit that Jake Lang is doing right now. Molly Perkins said, George Floyd. That's all they got. Clowns. And these are the people that they represent. These are the people that they defend. These are the people that they donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to. But when it's time to stand on business, when Jake Lang go to LA by himself, they know where to be found. But they in the group chats. They in the comment sections. They making fake pages. Just typing away. But I don't see y'all standing beside Jake Lane. I didn't see y'all standing beside Chud the Builder. Where y'all at?
The shit you're spewing is exactly why motherfuckers don't like Republicans. The shit you're spewing is ghetto. Shit is ghetto, no, it ain't. No. Shit is not. You're not. What do you think what you're spewing is?
You dress up nice like white people doesn't mean you're not
like white people. Motherfucker, what is you talking about? Like white people?
Look how you're speaking.
Look at what you said. You said
Calvin, you say it's two twin black guys. They always against you, please. Who? They against me? They said something about me? Who? Let me know. I want that smoke. Who you talking about? Calvin Green? Enlighten me. Salute, Reggie. Salute. Yeah, all they do is want to rage bait. That's it. Debate me, bro. Charlie Kirk overdose on metal. They went straight to the goddamn HBCU, set up a tent, talking about some debate me. Salute to Ryder Prophet coming in with the $10 super chat. Didn't say nothing, just showing love. Salute to you, Ryder Prophet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's keep going.
Black people are not assimilated into white culture. They're not. You guys are violent. You
glorify
drug dealing. You glorify
Why would we assimilate to a country that killed us?
You're glorifying.
Why would we assimilate to a
See, that's what they do. See, the same stereotypes. When they repeat these false stereotypes about us, it make them feel good because losers like Jake Lang, he want to feel superior. He want to feel like he's better than black people, but he's not. He's a criminal. He got an ankle bracelet on his ankle right now. He's out on bail. He went to prison for 4 years for trying to take over the Capitol. This guy get arrested every other month. He was at the Carmelo Anthony's trial talking about harming and unaliving Carmelo Anthony. Jake Lang can't show us a family unit. Hey, Jake Lang, where's your wife? Where's your children? Where's this family value that y'all like to continue to repeat? I don't see you with no wife. I don't see you with no children. But you want to go to the BET Awards and talk about how black parents are failures? Why you not a representation of what a patriot should be, Jake Lang? You are a felon. All you do is raise bait. And a lot of these white incels, because the white women don't want them, and I'm finna show you guys the reason why they don't want them. Y'all are dying off. Mother Nature is taking this course. Your birth rates are low. What are you going to do about that, Jake? Instead of going out here trying to argue about black on black crime and somebody out to get you, it was white people that kicked your ass up and down the street in LA, not us.
This guy's not a Republican. He cannot be on our side. It's a Black Lives Matter.
You can't even get into the Patriot.
For the record, this is why the Republican. This is why white folks like you make the Republican. And that's why niggas like you got to talk to a 15-year-old. Because couldn't no real woman would ever give you no pussy.
Oh, he said you got to talk to a 15-year-old because ain't no real woman gonna give you no.
And that's why niggas like you got to talk to a 15-year-old. Because couldn't no real woman would ever give you no pussy.
Woo! You know what? I'm glad he said that. Salute to Reggie Elmore coming in with a $5 super chat for all the work, my brother. Thank you so much, Reggie. Salute to you. I appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Salute to you. So he ended it by saying, hey, you have to talk to a 15-year-old because ain't no white woman gonna give you no mushu. And let's go over here and see exactly what he's talking about.
So Jake Lang responded to the accusations that he got caught talking to a teenage girl. And he's blaming his team. He's claiming it was his team. Take a listen.
I've got whole entire teams of people messaging people, and we were going to do a big burqa bikini march I had announced for...
He said he was going to do a bikini march, right? This the conservative. This the family value guy. This the American first guy, right? Jake Lang don't have no children. He don't have no wife. He don't have no family. He's a degenerate. He's a felon. He's a criminal. He's out on 2 buns. He has nothing for himself. He don't do nothing for the white community. He don't build nothing for the white community. All he do is go out here on the street, protest a bunch of BS and get his ass kicked. Jake Lang got a fetish of getting his ass kicked. That's what he look forward to every day. Because when you look at Jake Lang, you got to ask him, hey, brother, where's your institution? Are you helping the white youth in your community? Are you trying to help the young white men that feel invisible in society, right? That's resulting to unaliving innocent people at schools and libraries? Are you helping them with that? Because it's countless of mass shootings that you're not talking about, Jake Lang. What about that 2976 statistic? 29% of the population commit 76 of the child, you know what? White men. But Jake Lang want to go to the BET Awards and talk about how black parents ain't shit. But here is him right here babbling, trying to explain why he was DMing a 15-year-old. Look at this, family. Hold on. Salute to Brown Sugar coming in with the $10 super chat. Keep teaching, brother. Yes, ma'am. I got you. No problem. Thank you so much for that, Brown Sugar. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, you shouldn't even be anywhere near this thing until you're like of the legal age to even be around adults. So anyway,
Right. I mean, what?
You know, and that's where it ended. Like as soon as I said that, when I said I can't see you.
Here we go, right here. In 6 months, I won't get in trouble. That's what you are worried about. I can keep a secret. That's the 15-year-old DMing him, right? This is the Christian guy. This is the family value guy. This is the conservative guy. This is the white supremacist guy, right? The high IQ guy. Jake Lang responded, what state do you live in? I can't see you till you 1-6. Let me repeat that. What state do you live in? I can't see you until you 1-6. Family, how many posts have you guys seen me post on my community page of these Republican judges, politicians, police officers getting caught with child, you know what? I can make a post about them every single day, but they want to get on the internet and talk about black fatigue and black on black crime. And white people are 40 times more likely to be a victim of a black person, which is false. I just showed you guys that. It's a lie. But all these black people out here continue to allow these white supremacists on your platform to spew a bunch of fucking lies. And here go Jake Lang excuse, family, of the reason why he was messaging this girl.
That's it. That was the last message. You know, that's
Have you like shared your password with anybody or given that out to people before?
I don't think so. Why?
He said, the guy asked him, have you gave somebody your password, you know, to your Instagram? He said no. So he admitted it. This was him. As expected. A pedophile. That's what he do. That's exactly what he do, family. I'm not surprised at all. But salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We got over 271 viewers in the building. I am so glad to host you guys on this evening. I see the family in the chat. I see you guys. I see you. Salute to you guys. Get the likes up. So now we're going to go to TMZ because Nolan best friend, right? Rest in peace to Nolan, right? I just wanted to cook up on Jake Lang because I see he continuing to go out there to LA and get his ass whooped for the reason I don't know. I don't know why he want to go out there so bad and just get beat up all the time. And as you guys see clearly in the video, it was no black people out there. Now, one black person was out there putting hands and feet on him. It was his community. If anything happened to Jake Lang, it's going to be by the hands of his own people, not us. But he want to center himself and he want to focus on black people because he don't want to reveal the truth about who he really is. He's a pedophile. He's a degenerate. He's a felon. He's a criminal. But he get hundreds of thousands of donations in GoFundMe every single month. They donate to him, but they don't show up when he out here on the streets protesting, when he get his ass kicked. Because when the white supremacists see Jake Lang get his ass kicked up and got up and down the street, they were like, oh, hell no, Jake, I'm cool. I'm cool, Jake. I'm going to stay where I'm at, brother. You got it. You got it, brother. So Nolan's best friend says death was not a whole race thing. I don't know if they titled that wrong or whatever like that. He said, best friend said his death was not a whole race thing. Let's see what the best friend got to say.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument? You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away.
Salute to Kelvin Green coming in with the $5 cash out. Thank you so much for that, Kevin, for the $5 cash out. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate that.
But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into an altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have, I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's odd.
I don't see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunheard, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah, that the cops wouldn't have contacted you. Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that. Like this whole case thing. Like whatever.
Who told him to do this interview? I don't like this, family. I'm going to be honest. I don't like this. Who told him to do this interview? This is not making Nolan's situation any better. Like, who told him to do this?
Like, this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So, like, it's really hard, like, for, like, people to just, like, keep on saying things when, like, none of it adds up, honestly.
So one of the things that I'm sure, Javon, you've seen has been a big part of this story, people making the point that, at least in the photos that we initially saw, that Nolan was the only African-American kid who was out there, at least on that boat. Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
Again, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say, like, yeah, I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously, we go to Ocean Springs. We're going to have white friends. So, like, that's, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal down here, but.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. If that's, I guess you're saying.
Why would y'all ask him that anyway, TMZ? Why would y'all ask this young guy this type of question? Like, TMZ is so thirsty for a story. They don't care. Because TMZ is a white supremacist, racist organization. The way they was painting Carmelo Anthony during that trial, even to this day, was very disgusting. So these two guys right here on the screen are two pieces of shit. They not after no story. They not after the truth. They after clicks. They are after clicks and views. They don't give a damn. Why would y'all ask him that? That's very stupid.
Saying that it's normal, it's not out of place to be a black teen in that area and that you have white friends, right? That's not uncommon is what you're saying.
I'm sure every black person has white friends somewhere, you know? So I wouldn't say that it's a whole race thing, but it's just like, obviously they're going to paint it as that because none of this adds up.
It is about race. It's like TMZ, the rest of these social media platforms is trying to get away from this case being about race. It's 100,000% about race. I don't know why y'all trying to see. These people have the loudest voices. The white mainstream media, these are where the false narratives are created. If they go around and keep saying that this is not about race, black people trying to pull the race card, they trying to make everything about race, we know this is what they like to do. Because black children can never be victims. Black people can never be victims. When we called out the obvious and the racism, same thing we did about Carmelo Anthony. And once the appeal, the affidavit was released, we seen that the Metcalf brothers was arrested for racist graffiti. The students made police reports about being bullied and being victims of Austin and Hunter Metcalf. But Jeff said it wasn't about race. Mainstream media said it wasn't about race. Why y'all pulling the race card? Because we are intelligent black folks. That's why. We're not dumb. We know exactly what this is. Y'all can't play us like we stupid. Salute to the family. We 300 strong in the building. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Yeah, bro, I don't know why these people keep saying that they don't think this is about race. I don't care what y'all keep saying. We know it's about race. It's about nothing else but race. Because if 3 white boys go on a boating trip with 1 black boy and all 3 white boys return without the black boy, what did that tell you? Huh? Y'all still gonna say let's not make this about race? Okay. So one of these white supremacists, right? A lot of these white supremacists are using this situation as, they gloating. And they said, this is revenge for Austin Metcalf, right? We got a lot of white supremacists chimping out, kirking out in the comment sections of a lot of people videos talking about how this is their revenge for Austin Metcalf. They feel like they lost one of their race soldiers, right? Let's see what this Mayo monster got to say. I want you guys to check these out, by the way.
We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us? We know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water. We say, swim, boy, swim. Woo! Learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim.
This is a soulless, evil individual. Look at his eyes. Look at his laughter. He's not happy with his life. He has a dirty t-shirt on. He look musty and stanky. He's broke. He probably not getting no box. The white women not checking for him. So the only thing that these white individuals have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is resort to racism. It's always the poor whites, right? It's majority of the poor whites that like to indulge in racism because they have nothing else to live for. They're not successful. They're haters of black people, especially black men. Oh, they one of our biggest haters because black men is running around giving those white women that soul pole. Their birth rate is low. They are dying off and they're losers. So the only thing they have to resort to is this type of behavior.
Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is
we know.
A damn tradition for us.
He said this is a tradition for us. They did it. We know they did it, sir.
Yeah, this is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. And we throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't. I can't swim. Oh, hell nah. But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're fucking stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim.
These y'all white friends, by the way, right? You got a lot of black people that's out here tap dancing, talking about, no, not my white friend, not all white people. Why y'all making this about race? Y'all always want to make, and it's a lot of black people that's out here samboing it up. These are y'all white friends right here. This is what they think about y'all when they take you on these boat trips, when they take y'all in the woods, when they take y'all hunting, and y'all don't come back alive. This guy just being vocal about it. He's standing on all 10. He's showing his face. This is y'all white friends right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone,
white people,
we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. Y'all ain't invited.
Yeah.
We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, you know, let's put this one in basketball. Yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this. Yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a damn game and y'all don't even know it.
He said that we meet up every 6 months in our neighborhoods, us white folks, and we talk about y'all. I don't know if he think like this is something to gloat about. Bro, you need to go get some help. But we already knew this, family. He didn't say that, hey, me and a couple white guys, we getting together to start a business. We are getting together to help the white community stop hurting their children, right? We're going to start policing our own communities. We're going to stop putting our hands on our women. We're going to stop being the most degenerate community in this country, right? He's not talking about meeting up with other white men to do something positive. He said we meeting up with one another to talk about black people, talking about harming black people, setting up black people, trying to figure out who our next target is going to be. This is what this white man is telling you. These are your white friends, right? Y'all remember that video that we covered of those 400 white men that march down the streets of Washington with pillowcases over their head. That is y'all white friends up under those hoods. That's y'all police officers. That's y'all co-workers. That's y'all chief of police. That's y'all educators. Might even be your politicians, your governors, your mayors, your next door neighbors, your best friend that you like to go fishing with on a weekend. They took their ass down there to Washington to go march because they cowards. See, they hide their racism. I respect these type of white supremacists that show their face, because let me tell you this. Racism is expensive. I don't know how this guy make a living. I don't know if he got his own business, but I know he don't work for anyone. I know he don't. Because to come on the internet and be this bold and be this vocal like this with your hatred, with your bigotry, this lets me know everything that's going on in your life. You have no money, you have no wife, you have no family. Just like Jake Lane. They talk about all this supremacy. They meeting up with each other and they talking about black people. This is obsession. But this the type of guy that talk about black fatigue. This is the demographic of people that talk about black fatigue every fucking day. But they meet up in their communities. They leave their home. They leave the comfort of their fucking home to meet up with each other, to go up in each other's bussies and talk about black people.
So this is a tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time. And y'all still in the dark.
No, we not.
You know, I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but
we already knew that.
Even me telling you, it's still just going to be conspiracy and nobody's going to be able to prove it. Yeah. This happens all around the nation. All of us are involved. Every single one of us.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. Look at the evilness. Look at the laughter. Look at his eyes. Right? He's not talking about nothing positive about his community. He's not talking about anything that can move his community forward in this country. This guy is so focused on black people that it's eating his soul. The only thing he have to gloat about, brag about, is black people and trying to make us his target. But let me tell you, these are your white friends. Yeah, these are your white friends. This is what they think about you. When you go on your boat trips, you go on your vacations, you go fishing, you go hunting with them, you go out there in the woods, you don't come back. And these white people like him play victim. I don't know where Nolan's at. Yeah, I got his phone, but I don't know where he at. I don't know. You heard what he said. They throw you in the water and they watch you drown. That's what he think about you. And we saw that in that video clip of that black boy standing in the lake, and that white family had to help him go across the lake because his white friends was on the other side making monkey sounds, calling him racial slurs, calling him retarded, talking about how they not about to help him, just literally laughing in the background, making monkey sounds. Those are your white friends. Right? And this guy trying to tell us something that we don't already know. He's happy to inform us that a bunch of white people are getting up, meeting up, talking about black people. We know y'all doing that, sir. Of course you have to meet up and talk about the superior race. We are better than you. We are beating you in every aspect in life. You as a man, me as a man, we don't compare. You can't match up with me. This is why you're angry. This is why you're upset. Because some black brother somewhere dropping Johnson in a white girl somewhere, and it's making you mad. It's making you mad, brother. I know it is. Salute to Ball for the $2 super chat. Black people stick with yours. Facts. You better. Because I'm sticking with mine. Thank you so much, Ball, for the $2 super chat. Salute to you. I appreciate that. But guys, you want to know the real reason why this guy's upset? You want me to show you the real reason? I can show you guys the real reason. Exactly. They in Zoom rooms as we speak. They be on X holding spaces talking about us. Every single day is black person this, black fatigue this. They subscribe to these Sembo channels and watch the Sembos talk about us. They not talking about getting rich. They not talking about building. They not talking about building unity with their community. And guess what, family? They are always by themselves. They always by themselves. But when it's time to meet up for a white supremacist march, they show up with hoods on their faces. And I guarantee you that guy ain't got no money. He ain't getting no box. He's poor. He's dusty. He stank. And he look at black men looking good, being productive, becoming successful, building families, unifying, and it triggers them. But this is the reason why they're mad. Check this out, family.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are the top 3 things that white supremacists have confessed to me in my DMs.
Okay, let's read this. Right? This is Kylie. She said 3 things white supremacists has confessed to me in my DM. Let's go.
I have no idea why, but conservatives have started flocking to my DMs in hordes, confessing all of their insecurities to me. So here are the top 3. Number 1, nearly all of them have expressed anger and frustration that white women have stopped liking white men as much. According to them, there is no longer a preference that white women have for white men because of integration. And they're deeply upset by this fact because they believe that that advantage is the only way that they were able to get women. Number 2, most of them have confessed to me that they have a micro and they have...
Why would y'all confess? Why y'all in this lady DMs confessing that? Talking about you got a micro Johnson. Why would you tell this woman? This is why they so mad. That's why y'all think that white man laughing and giggling and talking about targeting black people. And yeah, we do it. We throw y'all overboard. We see y'all. We just watch y'all drown. This is why. They cannot get Kylie to marry them. They can't get Kylie to bend the knee and get some of that white cooch. Let's keep going, family.
Stated that this is one of the reasons that they are so insecure and
Hold on, let me see. I gotta read this. Did your girlfriend know you was a loser deep down or nah? Of course they knew. It's second drop my trouser. The second I drop my trousers. Wow. She said, is that where your insecurities come from? How small are you? Very small. So small, if I walk in a room, I know I'll be the smallest in there for sure. Wow. Black men, be careful. Black men, be careful. These white dudes are angry. They upset at us. Because Callie over there getting soul pole dropped inside of her. They all in her deep. You see this? This lady said, do your girlfriend know you were a loser? He said, of course. They knew the second I dropped my trousers. And she said, how small are you? So small, if I walk in a room, I know I'll be the smallest in there for sure. That's why they meet up and talk about black people all day. They're insecure, hateful, devilish individuals with small woodpeckers, and the white women won't give them none.
mean to people. Specifically why they hate black men so much because of their perceived larger size. And confession number 3, most of them have said they have an inability to satisfy women, which leads to heightened feelings of insecurity and jealousy when seeing their wives or girlfriends with other men. And
okay, let me read this, right? She said, like, why a black man? Because almost all experiences I've had with them has been together, whether that's directly or just feeling like they thought they was above me. So it's more sickening. I don't know how to describe it. It's sickening to him that when he get with a white woman, she tell him she has some of that soul pole. He don't know what to do. This is where another reason why they hate us black men. Y'all got to stop dropping Johnson inside of Jennifer and Sarah. Driving Sarah crazy to the point where Sarah gonna dedicate her whole social media defending black people. Y'all gotta stop that. These white men are coming to get us. Stop, black men. Stop dropping that Johnson in most white women. These white men are about to come get us. They loading up these rifles right now. They loading up the pickup trucks right now coming to get us because y'all won't stop dropping Johnson and Jennifer, Sarah, and Suzanne.
also, it's the reason why a lot of them have fetishes for being a cuck. My DMs are not open to these types of messages. Do not send me these types of messages. And just know that if you do, I will be making content and exposing you. Bye. Hi.
Wow, bro. Wow. These some sick. This is why that man was sitting in his truck talking about how him and a group of white guys meet up and they talk about black people. This is why. Kylie here is not giving up the box. Kylie here is not giving them children. Kylie here is not giving them marriage. Kylie said, F you. I'm going to go where the supreme men at. I'm going to go where the masculine, because when you talk about masculinity, if masculinity had a picture, it's black men. Black men, be careful while y'all out here dropping Johnson, because it's some incel white men right now loading up the pickup truck looking for us. Stop. Kylie. Oh my God, black men, y'all gotta stop, bro. These dudes out here mad at us. They having meetings and, they having cookouts and they having whole spaces on X dedicated to black people. They got black for the real reason they got black fatigue because they can't bust down Kylie.
Amount of times I've been on dates with white.
Look, Reggie said, Amy, Kim, Maddie, Reggie, stop, bro. Stop, bro. Y'all gotta stop. These white dudes are mad at us. Stop doing it. Leave them alone.
and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes,
hold on, let me replay this. She said white dudes are always thinking about black men.
The amount of times I've been on dates with white men and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes, so who do you typically date? The guys that look like me? I knew exactly what he was getting at because most white guys will ask this question at some point because they're trying to figure out ultimately if you're quote tainted. I literally said to him, does it bother you that you think about black men so much more than they will ever think about you? And that ended the conversation, but obviously we didn't go on a second date and I do think he was pretty offended by that. But the amount of white guys, even who are quote liberal, who are genuinely threatened and intimidated by you going on a date with people of color is ridiculous. Because it's not just black men. If they find out that you've dated a South Asian man or you've been on dates with women, specifically women of color, they will react similarly. Although it is obviously the most pronounced and genuinely disgusted that they will look if you say that you have been on dates with black men. But this is just one example of white men trying to figure out the quote purity of the white women they're seeing. And it's a way of resource guarding their own women because they don't like white women seeing other races or other genders. The amount of times I've
See, white men, this is the reason why y'all are so angry at black people, especially black men. When you go on a date with a white woman, right? A woman of your race, stop bringing up other men, especially us, okay? They don't want to hear that. You need to be there trying to present yourself in the best way possible, but you turn your women off talking about black. You can't even sit down and have a decent conversation in a dinner and you got Black Johnson on your mind. Hey, yeah, this is a lovely evening here. Yeah, I like the lights here in the restaurant. This is nice dining, the candles, yeah, the cloth here. Hey, have you ever effed a black guy? Whoa! Brother, you coming in too hot. Relax. I just met you. Whoa. Why was you talking about black men for? We on a date. How you thinking about Black Johnson? You white men are so goddamn insecure that you can't even spend time with your family. You guys heard that white man say that they meet up every 6 months in his neighborhood all around the country and they talk about black people. This came out of his mouth. I ain't making this shit up. But we see why. We know why they upset. Because Kylie on here exposing them left to right. God damn, bro. Oh, God. Yeah, they homosexuals.
Man spent 4 years in federal prison.
She said white men are the greatest threat to children in the U.S.
The majority of the white men in there were sex offenders. One of my favorite prison facts actually is that sex offenders cannot be left in the general population because people will try to unalive them. They're often put into protective custody or specialized units so that they can preserve their life because the rest of the inmates in there want to hurt them. And this shouldn't come as a surprise because unfortunately a lot of the people who end up in prison later in life were victimized by sexual abuse as children. A lot of these men have very deep wounds and probably can trace some of the reasons that they have committed crimes back to that pain that they experienced as children. And so this should come as no surprise when they say that the majority of people who perpetrate these crimes are white men. So while white men love to cry and scream about how black men are dangerous or about how immigrants are dangerous, the truth of the matter is that the only defenseless crime that you can genuinely not justify at all, which is child predation, which is assault and rape.
She's saying it too many words on there. I can't keep playing it. You know how YouTube is. But let me show you guys. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you guys the white supremacists, you know, the leader of the white supremacists. Hold on one second. Let me to put some little razzle dazzle in this, right? Y'all know the white supremacist leader, Nick Fuentes. Let's see what Nick Fuentes got to think about black men dating, you know, Becky, right? Do Nick Fuentes approve of this? Or what Nick Fuentes, right, the leader of the conservative movement, what do he got to think about this? Let's hear him, right?
Fresh Go sent $25. Don't lie about wanting to move to Miami for the boys. We know the real reason is to be closer to Sophie Rain.
Oh, yeah. Very
Heart of the
good.
Wolf sent $100.
No, she really turned me off with the black guy, man.
She really turned me off with the black guy, man.
Like I said.
This is insecurity, bro.
I could deal with her being an OF girl. I could get past that.
Oh.
I could get past that.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't bother me as much, but like I said, the second that she went over to the other side.
What?
With that black guy.
Of course.
No attraction.
I know it,
No
bro.
attraction.
You can't come behind it.
And she goes, "What? He's my friend. I can't hang out with the friend." It's like, sweetheart, you know what you're doing. Not like that. Not some black
These
guy.
are the most
Not, absolutely
insecure
not.
men.
What business does a pretty young girl have being friends with
a black guy?
With one of them? Absolutely not.
One of them. Whoa.
So no, I don't think so. Very sad. Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
See, I know why you hate to see it, because you know you can't come behind it, right? You know once she get with a black guy, you might as well just pick up, take your ball, take it home. It's a wrap, buddy. Go home. Don't even try. Hey, you been with a... That's why they like to answer that question. Hey, you been with a black guy? Yeah, let me go ahead and pack up and go home. I know I can't compare to that. I can't compare to black men because I'm such a loser. First of all, these are the family value guys. This guy said, I can look past her being a OF, right, which is a ex-worker. You guys know what I mean, right? He can look over that, but these be the main ones that be on the internet talking about how women are these, they slipping around, they not that virgins. But he gonna look over that, but the fact that she was with a black guy that was it. I can't do it. It's over with. It's done. I can't do it. I can't. You been with a black guy. I know I don't size up or measure up behind that. This is where a lot of racism and a lot of hatred come from these white supremacists. When their white women are out here getting Johnson dropped. I'm talking about black men are out here dumping Johnson off in them. And these white men be sitting up here like, oh my God. You been with a black guy? Why would you do that? That's why they be all in the comment section. You a mug shark. You're tainted. DMing a white girl all in your feelings. Yeah, my peckerwood is small. This is why they so angry. This is why they out there in the streets protesting and marching and doing all this shit, because the white women ain't checking for them. Look at them. You think men who got shit going on in their lives, they got family, they got businesses, they got a career, they got things going on for themselves, they got women loving on them, women liking them. You think that they'll be out here in the streets marching like this, holding a flag, holding a Confederate flag with a pillowcase that they jack off with on their head? White men, the shit like this is the reason why these white women are laughing at y'all. They don't want to procreate with a loser. They looking at this and like, hold on. If I sit up here and have a baby by a goddamn loser like this, my child gonna be a loser. He gonna be like Austin Metcalf. No, I'm okay. What Tyrone at? I'm telling you, y'all got to get this shit together, man. Y'all want some type of training, some black masculinity training? Hit my DM. I only charge $10,000 an hour. Seriously. It's just crazy. It's crazy, family. But we gonna go over here to News Nation, right? This is the same platform that was spreading a bunch of lies about Carmelo Anthony. Now they, spreading a bunch of lies about our good brother Nolan Wales, right? All these white mainstream media is trying to attack black people because we making it about race, which is very obvious. But check this out, family.
We need the autopsy report, that there are real questions about witness accounts. All of that, I think, is fair game. But let's be precise, because a kid is dead here. What's the actual evidence? Not a feeling, not a vibe. What is the evidence that anyone has produced that shows race had anything to do with this?
Well, we can talk about the evidence of what's been going on in America the last 400 years.
Talk about this case. Talk about this case.
Talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it the way I want to talk about it. Now, if you've asked me to come on to be your guest, and I'm going to talk about it the way I want to talk about it, sir. Now, you asked me a question based on what does race have to do with it. We can talk about Fannie Hamer and what she's talked about in Mississippi being a place of oppression. But as we talk about this case and what's important, if you do not want people to speculate, then investigate. The family, I'm not talking about those online, but the family has that questions be answered. And I would like to ask you, do you have a child?
I do not have a child.
Okay, well, I do. I have a 19-year-old daughter. I also had a cousin who was murdered, who was also a football star, who was murdered at 19. And it took us about a month to find his body. So maybe there's not empathy there from you, sir. I'm not sure.
There's nothing. This has nothing to do with a lack of empathy. You're calling for an investigation. Everyone is. Is there anyone who's saying that there shouldn't be an investigation?
It actually does, because you're jumping to race when the family.
I'm not jumping to race. I didn't hire Ben Crump. I didn't get Reverend Al Sharpton there.
Right.
See, that's the passive aggressive shit right there. I didn't hire Benjamin Crump. I didn't get Al Sharpton. That's the passive aggressive, right? That's the white supremacist dog whistle right there, because they don't want us to call them out on their bullshit. So they want to attack every black person that's making this about race when they know this is about race. 3 white boys went on a boating trip with 1 black kid. All 3 of the white boys showed up with the black kid phone. They don't know shit. Everybody went and got a lawyer. Everybody deleted their social media. They didn't even go looking for Nolan. But we making this about race. How we making this about race when the white boys didn't even come back with Nolan and they don't even know where Nolan is? And to put the cherry on top, once the white boys returned, they didn't even get Nolan parents his phone back. They had to track the phone and go get the phone. They was gonna keep Nolan's phone. But we making this about race, because every time we see one of these stories of these black people go on trips, or they at a house with a white friend group and they wind up missing or lynched, they don't want us to talk about the obvious. Sorry, sir, we're going to talk about the obvious. Deal with it.
Right. Well, the family is actually asking for questions to be answered. The family is actually wanting to know, why did his friends have his keys? The family's actually wanting to know, why did they have his phone? Why did he leave? Why did he say he wanted to stay on the island by himself? These are all justifiable questions.
Stay on the island by himself.
And maybe if you were a parent, maybe you could empathize with wanting to know exactly.
You keep accusing someone of not showing empathy when I'm simply saying, have you seen even any evidence that suggests the police aren't doing an investigation? I get that there is questions to be answered, right? I mean,
ma'am, see, y'all see what a lot of these white supremacists like to run to, and y'all saying that he's Mexican or whatever like that. A lot of them like to identify as white, so I lump all them under the same umbrella. The Asians, the Latinos, all of them is white, because when you look at their ID, it say Caucasian, so they all white to me, and that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to tap dance around the fucking obvious. He know that this is a case of racism with those white boys. They were seen out the next day from an alleged person that know them, and they asked them, hey, why aren't y'all out there going to look for Nolan? And their response was allegedly that, hey, y'all already think we did it. So many people that know these boys came out and said that these boys like to indulge in a certain type of drug. We see the viral video of the boys holding Nolan's phone hostage and Nolan getting hostile with them, talking about give me my effing phone. But what these white supremacists like to do, wait on an investigation, wait on some evidence, wait on that. Why the fuck would we do that? If we wait on that, we're going to be waiting forever, because we already know how they like to wrap these stories up, and they like to close the cases on these stories and say, hey, this is just a unaliving, he drowned or he did something. They running with a narrative that Nolan went on the island. He wanted to stay on the island by himself with no phone, no transportation to get home. But let's not make this about race. Fuck out of here.
But that's the problem.
What they're doing.
There hasn't been an investigation. And just a moment ago,
there hasn't been an investigation?
Just a moment ago, it has not been a
Smash that like button, family. We got over 400 viewers in the building. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. Become a channel member, guys. Support the work that we got going on over here. I am so happy to host you guys on this evening, right? This is the live show on YouTube. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's go.
Investigation. Just a moment ago when Mr. Thrasher was on and he made the point to say that he went in the water and never came back, you didn't question him one time, sir, and say, and
because
ask him.
He's not part of the investigation.
But you didn't question him one time and ask him, how does he know that he went in the water? So there's a lot of misconception. That's the whole point in having an investigation. And what Attorney Crump is
are having an investigation, though, correct?
And what that's exactly it. And an independent investigation. An independent investigation in addition to what Mississippi has done or not done. And why would you or anybody else have have an issue with a family wanting to have an independent investigation.
I don't. I have
Yes, you do.
an issue with people who are maybe paying too close attention to the race element here before they have any of those details and setting up a narrative that is setting up that family to maybe not accept what actually happened. Again, I have no idea what happened.
So you basically telling us, I'm telling you, family, he basically just said what I just told you guys. Y'all have to stop making it about race. Black people, stop identifying the race of these boys and let's focus on the evidence. Let's focus on the facts. Let's worry about the investigation. Okay, what's the facts? How is the investigation going on? How is it going? Enlighten us then, sir. See what it is? He wants us to brush past the racism. He wants us to brush past the white supremacists. Because every time one of these situations happen, when a group of white people go somewhere with a black person and a black person don't return, or they wind up lynched, or they wind up unaliving, these white supremacists come on the mainstream media, and this is why black mainstream media is so important. This is why black media is so important, because they like to run with their own narrative. They have the loudest voices in media. This is why black content creators are so important, because he's over here listening to us. They come get their talking points from us. They come over here on our side of YouTube and they run back to their platforms and they saying, oh, black people trying to make this about race. They trying to pull their race card. Yes, I am. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. What the fuck you going to do about it? Huh? What you going to do about it? Just because you want to lie. Just because you want to cover it up. You don't want to state the fucking obvious. We're not like you. We're not cowards like you. This case has everything to do about race. Fuck you talking about?
And I'd like to actually wait, at least in part, for some of the details to come out, including an autopsy. You certainly concede an autopsy is important here, correct?
Absolutely. Well, the details are that a young 19-year-old black young man, that's okay to say, just like you described it and everything else, went off with his all-white friends and did not return, and none of them say they saw anything. So, if you don't want the speculation, then let's use this time to ask his white...
Hey, Pioneer, you got 30 seconds to super chat $100. You are on the clock.
Friends to tell the family what actually happened, because they claim to not know anything. Doesn't sound like something doesn't make sense to you? What teenager leaves their phone and stays on an island and doesn't leave with the children that they came with? I believe the West when they say
never do anything that don't make sense. Every time they do everything is they follow exactly what you as an adult would suggest they do.
Well, you would know because you're not a parent.
It's not about him being a parent. It's about his lack of empathy for black life. See, y'all get up on these platforms and want to argue with these people. I don't know why y'all want to talk to them. If they reached out to you for this interview, you knew how this was going to be. Look at their platform. They like to paint a bunch of false narratives and they like to lie about black people. That's what they do. When he see, and look at this picture right here, family. They blurred out the white boys in this photo. Why? We already know what they look like. The picture is already going out. It's already going viral on social media. Why? Pioneer, your time is up, brother. Let me get you up out of here. To all the trolls that's on the outside looking in, that's getting triggered by Black Daddy putting belt to ass. If you come in here and you start trolling, you have 30 seconds on the shot clock to donate $100 to the channel if you want to be around black excellence. That's your interest fee to be around us, okay? You could be on the outside watching in. You could smash the like button. You can become a channel member, right? But if you want to participate in the chat around black excellence, you have a $100 entry fee to be around us. Thank you so much.
I believe the Wells.
But hold on, family. I want to touch back on this photo right here. This is what the mainstream media is doing. Why the fuck do they got those boys' faces blurred out? Why? What's the point? What are you trying to hide? But you don't got Nolan's face blurred out, the actual victim in this case. Let me guess. The white boys are the victims, and we need to leave them alone and stop making this about race. Absolutely not. They are the suspects. Until I heard different, they are suspects to me. They allegedly did something to Nolan. They left Nolan out there for dead. And again, black people, stop wasting your time talking to these people. They are degenerates. They are demonic. They are animalistic. They want to argue with you and waste your time. He brought you on here to waste your time with a bunch of bad faith arguments. He brought you on here to say, stop making this about race. That's it. Dog whistles. If they want to talk to you or they want to have conversation with you, you have to charge them. No free conversations. If you want to talk to Black Daddy, you want to talk to the supreme race, you have to pay. Salute to Patrice coming in with the $5 cash out. $5 super chat, I'm sorry. Hey, gentlemen, then, here for Black Daddy to put belt to ass. Well, thank you so much, Patrice. I will do so. Thank you so much.
And I believe the Wells.
Well, I was a teenager at some point in my life, believe it or not. And I understand how teens actually act.
But you've never been a parent. And what we teach our children is when you.
Sounds like we actually disconnected with them.
What happened to Nolan?
There we go. Wrap it up. We got 10 seconds.
What happened to Nolan? Let's use the rest of this 10 seconds to ask his friends,
Right.
white friends, brown friends, black friends, what happened to Nolan?
Yeah, I think all of us actually want to get to that answer.
No, you don't.
Teslin,
No, you
Figaro,
don't.
thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
No, you don't. He hurry up and got her the fuck up out of there. He started losing that argument. He didn't know what to do. He got the hell up out of there. He didn't know what to do. He got up out of there because all they want to do is just lie, paint false narrative, try to silence black people, but it won't work. It's not going to happen. We don't care. It's eye for eye. We putting belt to ass. We standing on business. Y'all not getting away with this. It's just that simple, family. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. I appreciate you guys. Salute to everybody participating in the live stream today on this evening. I am so glad to host you guys on this evening. This is the hottest show on YouTube. I appreciate every last single one of y'all for being here. Even you too, trolls. You just got to pay to be around us. That's it. You just got to pay. That's all. That's it. That's all. Salute to the butterfly voice coming in with the $5 super chat. I love that. Make them pay or leave. Their end views and comments ain't worth the few cents. That's what I'm saying, the butterfly voice. I'm not finna waste my time or waste their time. You want to come in my platform being disrespectful? You got to pay to be around us. You got to pay to be around the family. It's just that point. You're not going to keep coming in here just saying a bunch of dumb shit, a bunch of bad faith arguments like you guys just heard on this national platform. Brought her on there to rage bait her. Stop making it about race. Y'all black people need to shut up. But thank you so much, the butterfly voice, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Exactly, sweet butters. Invitation only. Y'all can be out there, you know, on the outside. I know y'all out there on the outside. Y'all part of these 433 people that's watching right now. I see y'all out there, trolls. Salute to you guys. Thank you for being here. Right? I know why you here. You love this work. You love seeing this. You obsessed with this shit. Y'all come here every day. After I block y'all, y'all make new pages and come here every fucking day. Black obsession is a drug. It's a mental disease. But I understand why you want to be around us in the family. I get it. But we working right now. We focus. I am not about to allow y'all to come over here to my platform and distract us. Simple as that.
Follow me. This white guy got on my page mad because I said I wouldn't let my son go with all white folks. Listen, white folks, you wouldn't let your motherfucking son go with all black folks. Now, white people, don't get me confused. Just because I keep footing black folks' ass and tell us we need to stop making excuses, blaming the cops, blaming slavery, and being victims, that don't mean I'm on your motherfucking team, white people. I don't dislike you. I'm not racist against you, and I'm not prejudiced against you. But you motherfuckers seem to think that I don't like black people. No, I love black people. That's why I'm always talking to black people. I don't even address white people and white people issues. So some of you white motherfuckers be on my page seeing me talking shit to black people, and you think I'm fucking against black people.
Yeah, that's what they see. When they see the black people hold other black people accountable, which we do, they like to say that we don't hold each other accountable. Yes, we do. We're not Sambos. See, we can hold each other accountable without propping up white people like the Sambos do, because the Sambos like to compare us to them. Well, this is why white people don't like y'all. This is why white people don't know. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We actually want our race to prevail. We actually want better for our people. But when y'all come around and y'all see that, they like, oh, is this another Sambo? Oh, let me subscribe then. This is what it's like the Super Bowl come on when they see a black person holding another black person accountable. They like, oh, this a black fatigue channel? I love black fatigue channels. I don't want you talking about, oh, you talk about us, I'm gone.
And for white people, no, motherfucker, I'm not racist. But I got common sense. I would never let my fucking kids go anywhere with all fucking white people.
Thanks.
And you as a white person wouldn't let your fucking kids go anywhere with all black people. And if you say you do and you don't see color, you a lying ass white motherfucking lie. Now, peep this. There was a motherfucking video out. This white woman told her daughter, if you ever get lost and you afraid and you don't know what to do, go find a big black man. Why? Because she know white boys be doing all that raping, kidnapping, and stealing kids and shit. Look at the motherfucking numbers. So don't act like we don't know what the deal is. Black folks shoot each other in the street. White folks, y'all be fucking dogs and doing all types of crazy shit. So don't get this shit confused. I love black people, and I
salute to Martha coming in with a $10 cash out. Thank you so much, Martha, for giving knowledge every day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I can't forget my cash out, folks. Salute to you guys. Thank you so much for that, Martha. I appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Let's get it.
I love white people, but I'm black, and I'm on black folks' motherfucking side.
Facts.
I think black folks and white folks need to sit down and be honest about this shit.
I don't.
Knowing good and goddamn well you wouldn't let your motherfucking white kid go on a vacation with all black folks. I'm a black man. I want to live near black people. I don't want to live in no fucking white neighborhood. I grew up with white boys, Confederate flag, truck driving white boys.
Hey, you troll that's in the chat right now. You have 30 seconds to super chat $150. You are on the clock, sir.
Sports with them, and I still love them to this day. But after football and basketball season was over, them motherfuckers weren't in my face and my friend and shit. I go over their house and spend the night doing football and basketball season. But when the season was over, they didn't fuck with us. They didn't bother us. But don't act like you don't know what fucking time it is. White motherfucker, get the fuck off my page. You lying ass fucking cracker. Talking about, oh, I don't see color. I would let my kids go with all black people.
No, they
you
won't.
A goddamn lie. And if you ain't lying, you stupid.
They be the main ones that say, we can't live around this. All these black violence, we are 30 times more likely to get assaulted by black people. They just make up a bunch of fucking lies to make themselves feel good. Because the white community refused to hold themselves accountable. They don't want to talk about the skeletons in their closet. See, black people is a low-hanging fruit. Because you can build a platform talking shit about black people. The mainstream media paint false narratives about black people. They not really covering this Nolan case. See, the white supremacist platforms out here, they not talking about Nolan. Nolan is not national news. Even though you guys see us talking about Nolan and a few news networks talking about Nolan, this story is not viral enough. But if it was the opposite, like Carmelo Anthony, every platform talking about Carmelo Anthony and how he's an unaliver. Hey, your time up. You up out of here. Your 30 seconds is... Let me get you up out of here. Yeah, you up out of here.
Don't ever confuse me. And you motherfucking niggas that confuse me talking about he loved motherfucker, I'm on black people ass because I care about black people. When I talk about R. Kelly, I don't need you to say Hugh Hefner did it. I don't give a fuck what white people do.
Shout out to that brother standing on business. And a lot of these goddamn white supremacists out here that's obsessed with black people, right? Because that's all they talk about is black people this, black people that. They have nothing else to talk about because they are low IQ Neanderthal losers. Salute to Keisha coming in with a $5 super chat. Please leave us the F alone. We don't care and never cared what y'all evil demons got going on. Justice for Nolan Wells. Let me repeat that one more time because I always say this, Keisha. Please leave us the fuck alone. We don't care and never cared what y'all evil demons got going on. Justice for Nolan Wells. We never cared about what the fuck y'all got going on. Y'all always in our goddamn business. Always. Thank you so much, Keisha, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. But you know what, Keisha? They can't stop thinking about us. They can't. How can they? How can they? Every time a black person somewhere minding their business at a park or they selling something in public, they're in an apartment complex, here come Karen. What are you doing? What are you black people doing? But y'all so scared of us. Y'all always talking about us because I told you guys we are the low-hanging fruit. You talk about black people, you talk about black fatigue, as I showed you guys with the new Sambo class that's up and coming Sambo class. This is how you build a platform. But the time of building a platform with 1 million subscribers, degrading and disrespecting black people, those times are up because the white supremacists, some of them are more vocal now. They have platforms so they can say all the anti-black racism shit. They don't need a black face to do that. So your Mr. Potato Head, your Officer Tater Tot, your Po Chop, your Moose in the Face, all of them, right? They got all, and the Hogs twins, the Cartier family, all of them got the 1 million subscribers. That's it. The rest of y'all are just wasting y'all time. Y'all fighting for scraps at the bottom. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Because that's not going to work out for you. But salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. This is the hottest show on YouTube, family. But I want to discuss, because that same platform, right? The same platform that y'all just heard that whatever he is, Latino and Indian guy, whatever he is, he's a white man to me with all that cake soap and all that makeup on his face. I want to show you guys a video that they published 8 hours ago, right? You got Nolan Wells that were just unalived, found unalive in Mississippi that need more media coverage. News Nation is still talking about Carmelo Anthony. The title of this video say, "The defense collapse. 3 major flaws in the Carmelo Anthony's case." You see what they trying to do, family? And you wonder why I continue to show up every single day putting belt to ass to these fucking demons. Instead of giving Nolan Wells the coverage because he needed, we need to spread the word because we need answers. These platforms, right, with 2.7 million subscribers, the biggest platforms out here on social media right now, that's owned by the white supremacists, still talking about Carmelo Anthony, still posting his mugshot, talking about the defense collapse, talking about the major flaws. You know why they doing this, right, family? Because when that affidavit was dropped a few days ago or last week that exposed the Metcalf boys for being violent bullies, now they got to go back and retract everything they said. Now they got to try to clean everything up. Now they got to try to attack Carmelo in a different way with a bunch of lies. I want you guys to really pay attention to the contradiction in this video right here. This is sickening, but it's okay, right? I am the black assassin. I come here I am here to put belt to ass. This is why the black assassins show up every single day. News Nation, you will not get away with the lies that y'all are spreading. It won't work. I am here. And I'm only getting better, baby. I'm only growing, and I'm growing fast. My voice is getting louder. The family voice is getting louder. And I'm taking a family with me. We a package deal. The louder I get, the louder they get. Let's check this out, family.
A 35-year sentence, a self-defense claim the jury threw out in the most defense-friendly self-defense state in the country. How does a self-defense case collapse in Texas, of all places? It wasn't just one thing. It was 3. And every one of them traces back.
No blood on this knife. It's folded. I'm just trying to see, how did it fold?
To what the defense did and what the facts handed the prosecution. As a criminal trial attorney of nearly 3 decades, let me break down exactly where this defense
I don't care about you
went
being
under.
no
Texas
prosecutor at
deadly
all.
force self-defense is not a question of whether Anthony was scared. It's whether a reasonable person in his shoes would have believed deadly force was immediately necessary to stop either death or serious bodily injury. Now, 3 things made that bar impossible to clear for the defense here. So thing number 1, stand your ground was never the issue in this case. Reasonableness was, okay? And let me explain to you what the defense was selling here. Texas is a no retreat state, meaning if you have a right to be where you are and you're not committing a crime, you don't have to run. The defense leaned very hard on this, but they were remiss because they didn't focus on thing number 2, which I'll get to in a minute. And they basically said, and again, they leaned very hard on this, Anthony did not have to flee the tent. Okay, fine. So why did it sink? Because no retreat answers the wrong question here. Even with 0 duty to retreat, the deadly force still has to be reasonable and immediately necessary.
It was reasonable. It was necessary. He was being violently jumped and bullied. Salute to Michelle coming in with a $5 super chat. IGA, you be cooking. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Salute to you. You are the real MVP. Let's get it, family. But to get back on this, it was reasonable. They was jumping him. They was assaulting him. And the only reason it's not self-defense to y'all is because Carmelo Anthony was black and Austin Metcalf was white. May he rest in peace.
And the triggering event was a shove. Okay, it was described by some witnesses as a hard, 2-handed push. But a shove doesn't put an ordinary, reasonable person in fear of death or serious bodily injury that's imminent.
Oh, really? What if he was shoved? Let's just run with y'all narrative that he was shoved, right? Because y'all like to downplay Austin putting his hands on Carmelo Anthony. It wasn't just a shove. They punched him. They edited a video showing that he had lumps on his eye. He had a black eye. They was putting their hands on Carmelo Anthony. Y'all know this. This is why you still talking about Carmelo Anthony now when we see her talking about Nolan Wells on this platform that like to push false propaganda on black people and Carmelo Anthony. Ever since that affidavit came out, now y'all want to run and tuck y'all tails and start talking. I'm a defense attorney. Let me tell you about, man, we don't give a fuck what you got to say. Your face sunk in. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. You look sick. You need to go see somebody. Stop talking about our brother Carmelo Anthony and go see a doctor, man. You look sick. I don't know what it is. Your cheeks about to explode out your face. I don't know what you're trying to look like. You're probably 72 years old and when they got some damn surgery trying to look like you're 30. You can't run away from the facts. I don't care how many attorneys come out tell us how they was a prosecutor, how they was this, how they was that. They had a gentleman agreement that went wrong. They had police reports that stated that these brothers were violent individuals. The coach had problems with them. The teachers had problems with them. It's in black and white, ma'am. He had every right to defend himself from them violent individuals. We will get justice for Carmelo Anthony. We will get this appeal. We will be granted a retrial. You funky dog face bitch.
And so that was the gap that swallowed the case, in my opinion. The law measures an objective, reasonable person, not Anthony's private, subjective fear, not his own personal stuff, right? That could have led him to be in fear for his life. A shove answered with an immediate fatal stab is a serious proportionality mismatch that this jury saw instantly. Again,
no, they didn't. They didn't see that, ma'am. They saw Carmelo Anthony as an aggressor. They didn't see Carmelo Anthony as a victim, because if they would have brought in the proof and the evidence about these boys' history and their violent behavior, and bring the other victims into the trial that Judge Roach and the prosecutor and the defense team agreed to not bring in, it would have proved that Carmelo had every right to do what he allegedly did. Salute to the Tory experience coming in with a $2 super chat. Another rock face trash box. I see it. She got a strong ass face. It's so goddamn tight. Like whatever the doctor did to her face, it's like they grabbed some back of her head and pulled the skin back. Yeah, we got to add her to the list, Tori, of the rock face. The rock face crew. Salute to you, the Tory experience, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that.
The verdict came back in just under 3 hours. So
Because
the bottom line
was
is the quote unquote, I didn't have to retreat is true, but two things can be true at the same time, right? It's also completely irrelevant. The stab still had to be reasonable, and it had to be a reasonable answer to a deadly threat. So let's go to thing number 2. He provoked it, and provocation erases self-defense. What the defense was selling was that Anthony was confronted, told to leave, and he shoved first. So the defense cast him as the person acted upon. And so why did this sink for the defense? Well, under Texas law, self-defense legally completely evaporates if the defendant provoked the event. And this isn't a, thumb on the scale kind of thing. It's an off switch. And the witnesses handed the prosecution the provocation. Multiple students said that Anthony warned, quote unquote, touch me and see what happens.
That's not provoking, ma'am. If I tell you to touch me and see what happened, that's not provoking. But that's okay, ma'am. I see that you haven't read the affidavit. So, I'll read it for you, ma'am. I'll go over a couple of sentences for you because you're very stupid and ugly, by the way. Salute to Young Key coming in with a $10 super chat. Thanks for cooking, spitting straight knowledge and facts, putting belt to ass. Free Carmelo Anthony, justice for Nolan. Salute. Salute to you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Young Key. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank you. So let me read this, right? Because this so-called prosecutor talking about Carmelo Anthony, it wasn't proportionate and he wasn't fearful of his life, right? And they still making videos talking about this. This lets me know that she haven't read this affidavit. Well, let me read you this police report that these students that's alleged victims of the Metcalf brothers, right? Because you're not going to talk about this on your platform. I know you're not. Don't worry. I got you. It said Austin is a really big guy. And he's kind of like aggressive guy on the team. Austin got the same way that he got during the altercation. It's the same way he got with some of us. This is a police report in the affidavit that they left out of the trial. Judge Roach saw this while his funky 5-head ass sat there and talk about how the jury got it right and this was a fair trial and he did everything by the law. Okay. But to this rock face motherfucker, this person said that Austin got the same way in the altercation with Carmelo Anthony, the same way he got with some of us. And the Melo kid something or whatever, and then Austin kind of got triggered. What, I guess there was a misspelling or a miswording in that. It said Austin and Hunter, they're not going to let you disrespect them. Because it was alleged that Carmelo said, you niggas is trash. Y'all can't play. Y'all suck. And they got mad. Just like when the mother tried to speak up for herself on Fox News, Hunter had to shush her. The next sentence states, Austin, he's like a big guy, so nobody really wants to fight him. And Austin really a passionate guy. And Jose told police, so this is Jose speaking, about Austin's history of fighting and getting kicked off the football team for fighting. And that's the whole reason they was at this track meet. They wasn't participating in the track meet. They wasn't on the track team. The coach was so fed up of those boys' behavior that he told them to go be in a leadership role at the track meet, not be top flight security of the tent. All right? I've known Austin for a while, says Jose. If Austin is about to get into a fight, you can tell. Austin can be a bit aggressive at times, and he has a bolder mouth sometimes, right? Megan Kelly, Rockface, why you ain't talking about this affidavit they dropped? You been real quiet over there, sis. You been real quiet. You was the main one platforming Jeff Metcalf, talking about he was such an innocent child, and Carmelo was the aggressor, and Carmelo had no business being under the tent. He wasn't bullied. He just got shoved. He just got shoved.
While he kept his hand in his backpack where the knife was located. I mean, that reads as a young man instigating and inviting the contact.
Ma'am, what? Y'all heard this stupid motherfucker? She said that sounds like somebody instigating and trying to provoke contact. Ma'am, if I'm telling you to touch me and see what happened, that's give you a warrant. How y'all still, and you see why platforms like this is so important. Because the affidavit is going around. Everybody is talking about it. The gig is up, but News Nation still got to come on their platform and lie. This is not an old video, family. This is not an old video. This video was published 8 hours ago. They post this today. Instead of talking about Nolan and trying to get justice for him, this bitch still talking about the case. And she's not even talking about the affidavit, the facts, and the witnesses and the teachers and the coaches that they did not allow to testify in court because they wanted to keep the Metcalf brothers' history and character out of the trial. But Carmelo Anthony is the provoker. He's the aggressor. Man, we're not falling for that no more. You got to come up with a new narrative, New Nation. Y'all some fucking clowns over there. Y'all sound stupid having this rock face ass bitch up here lying like this. Y'all look stupid.
The contact and staging his weapon.
Staging his weapon. Look at the words. The words is very important, family. Very important.
That reads as a young man instigating and inviting the contact.
That reads as a young man instigating. Instigating. Let's go back. I just have to.
Man instigating and inviting the contact.
Inviting the contact. I'm inviting the contact. That's what y'all running with.
And staging his weapon. It's preparation, not panic. And it really flips the story from victim to instigator, from victim to aggressor.
From victim to instigator, from victim to aggressor. This was coming out this so-called attorney's mouth. This was coming out her mouth after the affidavit has been released. She can go online and see the affidavit. They posted this video 8 hours ago, family. This is not an old video. The affidavit is out. The lies, y'all got to stop the lies. It won't work. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins. Hey, Rockface, let me repeat this to you again. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims Y'all love that word. Victims of the Metcalf twins themselves. The defense was intended to call these people on stand so they can talk about what happened to them from Offset and Hunter Metcalf. But they had a gentleman agreement with Mike Howard, punk ass, that agreed to not allow this evidence to be presented in trial. Because Carmelo, we're going to get this retrial, by the way. We're going to get this trial. So don't worry. The lies is not going to work. But don't worry, I'm here. Let's keep going. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves was victims of the Metcalf twins, violence and bullying. The defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their school records. They got school records of their disciplinary history and their character for violence and bullies. Ma'am, you can't lie anymore. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And finally, the defense intended to inflict testimony about the Metcalf twins' arrest for racist graffiti. I'm done, ma'am. You cooked. Salute to Dorrell coming in with the $5 super chat. Peace and blessings to gentlemen then and y'all and all of you in the chat. And all the praises to the Most High Yahweh. And for we so-called blacks are real Jews of, I don't know what that is. But salute to you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Mike Coward. Say no more. I call him Mike Coward. That's a good name, by the way. Mike Coward. Hey, Rockface. The narrative that Carmelo was the aggressor, you can hang that up. Bang the gavel that's right behind you. Bang that motherfucker. Why you coming out here making a video like this that was published 8 hours ago and the affidavit is out in the public? How?
And so once the jury saw provocation, that self-defense instruction couldn't rescue Anthony no matter what.
No, it couldn't rescue him no matter what because the trial was lost before it even made it to court. Carmelo was railroaded before the trial even started. You dumb motherfucker. The jury already had their mind made up. The witnesses was already coached. The prosecutor, the defense team, Judge Roach was all in on setting Carmelo Anthony's up. That's why they didn't want this type of information presented in trial. Because if the jury would have heard this, like, hold on, these boys are not these sweet little innocent kids that just went to Carmelo and gave him a light shove and told him to get off the tent. We got students, we got coaches, we got high school teachers that was ready to testify against the Metcalf brothers. How the fuck did y'all agree to not let that happen? How? Because the fix was already in. And there's a reason, family, why Judge Roach wanted to have that interview and try to make it seem like I did. The reason why he kept repeating himself about, I did everything by the law. I did everything by the law, because he knew the agreement they had outside the trial. He knew it.
The law takes the defense away from the person who started the event. And the bottom line here is with thing number 2, you don't get to provoke the shove and then claim the shove justified the stab. And the
wow. How can I provoke the shove? How News Nation, how is y'all allowing stupid, low IQ, rock face, strong face, old looking ass bitches on y'all platform to lie like this? Y'all still making content like this? This is played out. This is not going to work, News Nation. I don't know what y'all doing over there. This is not going to work. Then y'all want to title the video "The Defense Collapse: 3 Major Flaws in the Carmelo Anthony's Case." Why are y'all still talking about the Carmelo Anthony case? The case is over. We talking about the retrial and the appeal. Y'all still talking about the flaws in the case. Because when y'all seen that affidavit, y'all had to go out here and try to continue to demonize and discredit Carmelo Anthony. But it won't work. It's not going to work. Once we seen this right here, this let us know everything we said was factual and it was true, family. It was the God honest truth. You guys see the area that circle says Metcalf twins arrested for racist graffiti. But this white woman want to continue to say that Carmelo was the provoker. He provoked the shove. How the fuck can I provoke you as an individual to shove me? You are your own person. You cannot use that in court, ma'am. But let's keep going.
Prosecutor put it in one simple line, quote, "You don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke a shove," end quote. So that brings us to thing number 3. This is a trial with an empty chair, okay? Now, I've had many trials with an empty chair because the defendant typically does not testify unless they really absolutely have to. And so here the jury never heard the fear from Anthony. But ideally, this is a case where they should have. And the reason I say that is whenever that the state of mind of the defendant, whether they knew or didn't know, whether they were in fear or not, whenever that is at issue, ideally, the jury wants to hear from the defendant. And we do have to seriously consider the pros and cons of having the defendant testify in a case like this, right? But what the defense was selling was this conventional defensible strategy without putting him on, right?
No, the thing is, their hands were tied. It was already an agreement that Carmelo Anthony was not going to testify. It was a verbal agreement. It wasn't in black and white because Mike Howard could have said, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I got to do because we don't have this in black and white. See, y'all so focused on Carmelo Anthony taking the stand, we should have brought out, and that's why he only had, 2 witnesses that took the stand? I think it was like 6 or something like that. And the state brought in 21 lying-ass motherfuckers on that damn stand and lied on Carmelo Anthony. When we got police reports, we got arrest reports, we got school records, we got teachers, we got victims of these boys. How you guys think this trial would have went out if we would have had all of that in this trial, family? How y'all think this would have went?
Putting a teenage defendant on the stand in a murder trial is extremely high risk, right? The cross could have produced very damaging admissions.
Smash
and
that like button, family. Subscribe to the channel. We got over 400 viewers in the building right now. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's go.
Entire burden sits on the state's shoulders, on the prosecution's shoulders. That said, some cases, like I said before, like this one, warrant the defendant waiving his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and taking the stand to testify. But Anthony invoked his right to remain silent and did not testify. And I believe that cost him here, okay? And here's why I think the defense sank in this regard. Self-defense lives or dies on one person's state of mind in a split second. The entire claim is about this person's fear, the defendant's fear, and the reasonableness of that fear. The entire claim is about the defendant's fear and the reasonableness of that fear. And so the jury heard about that fear from witnesses and from lawyers, but never from Anthony. They never heard him explain why a shove felt like life or death, because a shove to a reasonable person is not life or death, right? It may have been to Anthony that.
Well, you don't know, ma'am. It depends on where you at. They were sitting on top of a bleacher and he was sitting down. And the only reason why y'all hanging y'all head on this shove is because those witnesses told y'all that. Austin didn't tell you that. Y'all didn't see that on the footage. So where y'all getting this, it was just a shove from? Them lying ass children. Fuck all of them. This is what they hanging their head on, family. That it was just a light shove. That's it. A light shove. And Carmelo Anthony just whipped out the blade and he went ahead and sent Austin Metcalf where Charlie Kirk at, burning in hell. But Judge Roach made sure that those witnesses did not testify, because if those witnesses would have testified on the behalf of Carmelo Anthony, the victims, this would have let the public know why he took the measures that he took. Because those boys have a violent history of putting their hands on somebody. The defense intended to call witness who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. And finally, the defense intended to the testimony about the Metcalf twins' arrest for racist graffiti. So you got to ask the question. If they got a racist father that's teaching them about anti-black racism, and they went to jail for racist graffiti, and they seen a young black boy sitting under a tent, you got to put two and two together. You got to. It only make it right. They seen a young black boy, thought they was going to overpower him, beat him up like they do the rest of their teammates and the students that go to their schools, because the cheerleader already came out and said that she was fearful of her life and her safety because of Austin and Hunter. So how you think Carmelo Anthony felt when two of those white boys approaching him and they were surrounding him? It's not about a shove. But that's what y'all got to paint to the public. Like, let's paint it as a shove so we can make it seem like Carmelo Anthony had no business doing what he did, allegedly. It was just a shove, but y'all not once saying that, yeah, Austin should never put his hands on him. Why was they bothering him? No accountability. And that's why he's dead.
May have changed the jurors' minds to believe that, okay, maybe there is a reasonable person that would have, in his shoes, would have felt like this shove is life or death. But they never heard from him, okay? And with provocation evidence already dragging the narrative towards aggression, right, that he was the aggressor, not the reactor. And
he was not the aggressor, Rockface. Salute to No Man with the $1 cash out. They can't keep the black man down. Praise. Thank you so much, No Name. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $1 cash out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Salute to you.
Empty witness chair left no one to humanize the fear or reframe the sort of quote unquote touch me moment. So jurors deliberated only about 3 hours. They were never given the one voice that might have made that fear real. And so in a case...
No, ma'am, this would have made the fear real. This would have made the fear real. This police report being presented to the jury, the teachers on the stand, because he said the defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers, family, about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their school records. Jose stated that Jose told police about Austin's history of fighting and almost getting kicked off the football team for fighting. So that means we should have brought on the coach. Hey, coach, what type of problems you was having with Austin to the point where you kept about to kick him off the team? Do he have an aggressive behavior? Yeah, let's bring up that police arrest about them spray painting, because both of them got arrested. Both of them got arrested for racist graffiti. Where'd I get this from? Oh, let me guess. The watermelon felon guy.
It's built entirely on the defendant's perception. The silence was dead.
Hey, stop spamming the chat like that. Hey, stop doing that in the chat. You can say what you need to say, but stop spamming the chat. I'm going to have to get you up out of here if you keep spamming the chat like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get you up out of here. You still doing it. I'm gonna get you up out of here.
Happening in this case, and probably unavoidable, frankly. And that no-win call cost Anthony. So here's the takeaway. The no retreat rule didn't matter because the stab wasn't reasonable. A stab in response to a shove is just not reasonable.
Yes, it was.
The provocation evidence turned the defendant from the victim into the aggressor. And the empty chair meant that no one ever sold the jury on Anthony's fear. And so here's the hard truth. Even in the most self-defense friendly state in the country, self-defense is not a magic word or a sword. It's a legal standard. And it is objective, it is demanding, and it's unforgiving of the person who escalates. And this case boils down to the following. A shove, a stab, a warning with a hand on the knife, and a
warning with a hand
defendant
on the
who
knife.
stayed silent.
Where you get that from? Yeah. A shove, a knife, a warning with a hand on the weapon. You see the lies that these people are pushing? This is white mainstream media. This is what I talk about, family. This is why our voice is so important, because they have people like this spreading a bunch of fucking lies. And they like to present themselves as, I'm an attorney. I'm a former attorney. I was a prosecutor. I'm this and I'm that. But they're racist. They're not coming here with facts. They don't care about the truth. Because not one time has this woman mentioned the affidavit that was released to the public about the Metcalf twins' violent behavior, but she's going to label Carmelo Anthony as an aggressor. Why not talk about the affidavit? Why you keep repeating the same shit that y'all was repeating when the trial was going on? You didn't present no type of new evidence or nothing. You just repeating the same lies. Let me tell you why she got up on this platform and did this, family. Because this is old news that she's talked about. What she just said was a bunch of nothing. They have already came out and said all this. They published this video 8 hours ago. Only got 3,000 views with 2 million subscribers. They losing over there. They're doing it because of us. We putting belt to ass to these motherfucking Neanderthal liars. These dumb, because this woman is a devil. She know it. That's why she aging the way she's aging. That's why she got wrinkles at the bottom of her lip, family. Look at her face. This lady got wrinkles at the bottom of her lip. Racism is expensive. Racism aids you. This woman look bad. She looks terrible. So she had to try to hide it with surgery and makeup. But you can't do it, ma'am. Mother Nature is taking its course and wiping y'all demonic, animalistic people off the face of this earth. The Metcalf brothers was racist pieces of shit. And may they rest in peace. You, ma'am, are a racist piece of shit. That's why you had to get on this platform and lie like this. The gig is up. These false narratives about Carmelo Anthony being an aggressor, he was a provoker. Stop, ma'am. He didn't provoke nobody. He was sitting down minding his business. And again, I asked the white community, why are y'all not talking about Austin Metcalf not bothering Carmelo? Do y'all understand that racist fuck could have still been alive if he would have left Carmelo? See, he's so used to bullying people, right? He's so used to bullying people like Jose. In his police report that stated Austin's history of fighting and almost getting kicked off the football team for fighting. I've known Austin for a while. If Austin is about to fight, you can tell he can be a bit aggressive at times. This is why our brother Carmelo Anthony defended himself from them race soldiers, ma'am. It's so many other things that you could be talking about right now, but you just presented nothing. You just basically made a video to show us how bad of a surgery that you got. Because you just reading off a script that y'all been saying during the trial. You didn't bring no type of new evidence. You didn't present to nothing. You just telling us how Carmelo Anthony is guilty and he deserved to go to jail. Okay. So I guess somebody gave you the call and said, hey, Go out there and repeat the same shit we've been repeating, because the affidavit came out and it actually proved why Carmelo Anthony did what he did allegedly. All them lies that we were spreading about Austin Metcalf being a good kid, being a sweet, innocent child that was just a light shove. But we got police reports, we got witnesses, we got teachers, we got arrest records. It makes sense now. And this is why they crashing out, family, because it all makes sense now. It's all coming together, and we will get justice for Carmelo Anthony. We will bring our brother Carmelo Anthony home, and they know that. Y'all are not about to get away with lying on our brother. The more y'all lie, the more I show up. And y'all just going to continue to come on y'all platform and make yourself look stupid. Go get old, dusty, crusty, funky-ass white women with bad surgeries to come on here and continue to repeat the same lies. It's not going to work. The gig is up. We got the affidavit. You can't do nothing about this. You can't argue this. You can't argue this, ma'am. You sound stupid. I can't even believe they allowed you to come on here and say that shit. You said nothing but the same talking points. He provoked it. It was a light shove. She didn't bring, to be an attorney or whatever you said you was, to talk about your accolades. You didn't present nothing, ma'am. I'm showing you actual facts right here on the screen. I'm not arguing with you with my feelings. I'm showing you right here in the affidavit in black and white how these brothers behave in their history. And the reason why Carmelo Anthony had to take the necessary steps to make sure that he's still alive and Austin is burning in hell. This is why, ma'am. You can't run from this. So I need you to come back on your platform and make a video talking about the affidavit. Can you do that, News Nation? Let me guess. Too good to be true. It don't fit y'all narratives. Because y'all got to continue to lie. This is what the mainstream media do, especially the white mainstream media. And the reason why they continue to do this, because they over here listening to us, seeing us put belt to ass, making progress, getting shit done, showing up every day, advocating for our brother, and it's pissing them off. So they had to go back to their platform with millions of views, millions of people over there watching them, and continue to spread lies, because they understand that we are speaking the truth over here, and it's making them mad. That's why the trolls keep coming over here. That's why. Sick of them, bro. Fucking degenerates. Exactly, the racist graffiti. Metcalf's twins arrested for racist graffiti. Y'all can't get away from this. I'm sorry. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I don't know what to tell y'all. That right there ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Man, these motherfuckers, bro. We got to fight on our hands, family. We got to fight on our hands. Because as these people continue to lie, we got to stay louder. Yeah, Nolan didn't have a shirt on. Exactly. It's time to start being honest. If those boys didn't go up there trying to bully him away, he would be fine. And those twins would be somewhere bullying someone else. Exactly. Exactly, Miss Nikki. These boys right here, Miss Nikki, on their affidavit, they would have been back bullying these kids like Jose. Right? They would have been bullying them. Because it said, furthermore, the defense intended to call witnesses familiar with Austin and Hunter Metcalf's reputation for bullying and violence. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. It's right here. We're not just saying any fucking thing. Yeah, I had to fix my stream. That shit was pissing me off. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, I had to fix that, man. I had to get that together. That shit was pissing me off. I ain't gonna lie. I was mad as hell yesterday. I ended the stream so fast. I was so mad. I said, nah, I can't be doing this, man. Hell no. But salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We will get justice. Yeah, Mike Howard need to cough up that money. Mike Howard, you a piece of shit, motherfucker. But it's okay. We got a new legal team. We about to get justice for Carmelo Anthony. We're about to get justice for Nolan Wells. And we going to keep fighting, and we going to keep showing up, and we going to keep making these haters mad, because the mainstream media, ain't nobody really listening to them. Ain't nobody really fucking with them. That's why they come over here to our platform, listen to us, and then go back to their platforms and then lie about us. That's all they do. Don't nobody really mess with them. We got our own media platforms. We don't have to even worry about but you lie, we coming. If you lie, we are coming. But salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. I appreciate every last single one of you guys. I appreciate y'all showing up and representing for our people. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Free our brother Carmelo Anthony. Rest in peace to Daniel. Salute to Bunny. Salute to you, Bunny. I see you made it up in here. Salute. Salute to you guys. I appreciate you guys. We will get justice. While you guys are heading out, make sure you guys smash that like button. Hype the video if you watching this on the playback. Thank you to everybody that contribute to the live stream. I love every last single one of you guys. I appreciate you guys.